Once upon a time, I had direction, or so I thought. I knew what I wanted to be, when I wanted to do the things I was going to do, and I had a reason why. My father was terminally ill my whole life, something which I understood deeply and a lot earlier than I think I let on. I had so much I wanted him to be around to see. This past winter, I found the time to explore. I scanned tens of thousands of my dad's old negatives, viewing the world through his eyes when he was my age or thereabouts. So many fascinating places and stories within frozen frames. I found names, and through those names, more names and email addresses, connecting with old friends, acquaintances that described the younger version of the man who became my father.
David was a good guy, super bright. He was very quiet, very shy, very much into photography, even though his father was very much against it. I'm not sure if he ever took a formal photo course or not, but he was always tinkering in the darkroom and learning from me. And we were always comparing cameras, and he had his cherished little camera with him. We'd go wander around and take pictures in graveyards together. That's why we became buddies.
Unbeknownst to them, the funny world traveler with an elite education ended up homebound for the last 20 years of his life, with few professional achievements because of that. The ambition of the young man they revealed to me in these long-lost memories cut short, they thought. Perhaps at times, my dad thought so too. I wanted my dad to see the moments that were really important. Getting my driver's license, graduating high school, turning 18. I had sincere doubts that he'd make it that far. And even more that he'd go so far as to see me graduate college. There he was, encourager, teacher, confidant, leader, best friend, role model. His fatherhood was less about playing catch in the yard or buying me my first beer. It was about trying to raise a decent person who might have empathy, creativity, and some level of self-worth. He was a homebound world traveler who could not see the world anymore but through the eyes of his children, my sister and I. This was a job I never took so seriously until it was too late. Though unfortunate it sounds, the gift he left for me, a legacy to continue, is the therapy that pushed me through those big painful moments of grief in the beginning and still now. Part of me is sure that he knew this would happen all along. I had this checklist of milestones which I felt he should be witness to. Next up, he could see me start a career and a new life away from home. Most of all, getting married. I already had the girl whom he was very pleased with, but something felt off. Suddenly my doubts, they turned into a gut feeling, cold and eerie. Just 2 weeks after my latest milestone, switching over to a big city, I was back home as he passed away in the hospital. The timing was bizarre in a way, as if to say he was satisfied that I'd grown up and now he could move on. I think that's what he fought for all along, to see me and my sister grow up. I think he went on in peace. 3 years on, I reflect on all I could think to say to him in those last few days. He was unconscious. I don't know if he could hear me or not. Honestly, I'm not sure which I'd prefer. I kept repeating, "It's okay. You did what you had to do. We're not mad at you. I love you, Dad." It's all true. It was different than he thought it would be, hoped it would be even, but he lived out his purpose, exceeded it too. And as I still seek my own, I reckon most people are as well. As I continue, so will they. I wonder what little clues I'm creating now that one day might be discovered by my children. So, he wasn't there for my wedding. He hasn't seen where I live or met my cat, which I named after his. He's missed 3 Christmases and doesn't know what hobbies I've created or seen a single one of the pictures I've taken of the world I see that he would have liked to. Sometimes, every day is a new milestone. It's bittersweet to achieve anything. I'm jealous that I could sit there at the end of his life and so confidently tell him, "You did what you had to do." Jealous, it's kind of upsetting too. What do I have to do? What am I here for? How many more milestones until my purpose was suddenly clear all along?
The image I will always remember him by is walking into our house through that screeching front door and saying, "Hey Dad," and he looks over to me from his computer with that smile every time without fail.
I always say that I find peace with my dad not being at my wedding because he was fond of my now wife. That's the surface. Yes, I wish he was there, but what I wish for even more is one more fist bump, silly joke, casual conversation, meaningful tidbit of advice. So this peace comes from some existential would you rather? What am I supposed to do with that? I wonder what he cared more about. Living long enough for me to be the one to drive him to the doctor's appointments, or hearing me complain about some useless high school happening. Somehow they were all teachable moments. Was it more important to see me graduate college or play a silly game of daily trivia, living to see me vote, or to sit together and make a silly joke about some serious piece of news? A milestone or a moment? Yes, spending time with my wife and knowing her was more important. More than being at the wedding itself. The moments that enriched the milestone, the in-between that made it all matter, the truth to the glamorous presentation of life's big chapters. I'm not directionless, though what I want now differs greatly from 10 years ago, or 5, or 3. The greatest decision I made in my teenage years was to make sure I told my dad I loved him at the end of every conversation, just in case it was the last one.
I love you, Dad.
Every moment could have become that milestone, and I remember exactly which one it was. The greatest decision I think I can make now is what he taught me as he died. Not chase my purpose, but to cherish and value the moments I'm lucky to live. A lazy night on the couch with my wife, making a kid laugh at soccer practice, playing trivia, getting nearly everything wrong, creating games that challenge my creativity, taking a photograph that depicts the world as it is to me. This milestone is not about milestones at all. And it just so happens to be today.